The United States is so vast it feels like its own continent, and that scale, combined with 50 very different states, opens doors in nearly every field. It's no wonder so many people worldwide still see it as the ultimate destination, whether they're chasing a better paycheck, a top-tier education, or simply a better everyday life. And of course, it remains one of the most visited places on Earth, full of legendary cities and cultures that make every trip feel new. In this video, we're counting down the 10 best states to live in America, what each one offers, where it falls short, the job market, and the cost of living. 10. Tennessee. If you want gorgeous scenery, solid job prospects, and a friendlier price tag than most states, Tennessee is worth a look. Tucked in the southeast, it's known for the Smoky Mountains and the Mississippi River, and housing costs run lower than in many other states. On the downside, schools sit around average, about 11% of residents lack health insurance, and crime runs high in some bigger cities. Beyond nature, tourists come for the music and history, the Great Smoky Mountains, Beale Street, and the Country Music Hall of Fame. Only about 30% of adults hold a degree, though the state is working to expand access to higher education. Jobs are found in healthcare, education, manufacturing, logistics, farming, and tourism. Average monthly income: about $4,500. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,200. One-bedroom rent, $1,400 to $1,900. 9. Utah. Utah blends stunning scenery, strong safety, plenty of jobs, and a slower pace, making it one of the fastest-growing states right now. Out west, its deserts, mountains, and canyons look almost unreal, with Zion, Bryce Canyon, Arches, and Monument Valley nearby. Crime is very low, the economy is one of the fastest moving in the country, and there's something to do every season. On the downside, rent has risen with demand, weather swings from scorching summers to cold winters, and nightlife is limited. Education is strong, especially in STEM, and hospitals are modern, though costly without insurance. Main industries: tech, engineering, healthcare, construction, and real estate. Average monthly income, about $4,300. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,100. One-bedroom rent, $1,300 to $1,500. 8. Connecticut. One of the wealthiest states in the country, Connecticut is built for a calmer, more refined life. Sitting near New York and Boston, it offers big city access without the noise, plus coastline, forests, and charming small towns. Living standards are high and crime is low, but costs, especially near the New York border, run steep, along with high taxes and fewer job openings than bigger states. Tourism here is quiet and refined: Mystic Seaport, Gillette Castle. Schools and universities are excellent, hospitals are advanced, if pricey, and careers lean toward finance, banking, education, and healthcare. Average monthly income, about $4,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,000. One-bedroom rent, $1,600 to $2,000. 7. Colorado. Snow-dusted peaks, near constant sunshine, and a growing economy make Colorado one of the most desired places to live. The Rocky Mountains are its calling card, and outdoor life, skiing, hiking, camping, is part of the culture. The economy is booming and quality of life is high. But cost of living runs steep, weather can flip within a day, cities are getting crowded, and the altitude takes some getting used to. Mesa Verde and Rocky Mountain National Park draw millions of visitors yearly. Universities excel in engineering and science, and jobs cluster around tech, energy, tourism, startups, and healthcare. Average monthly income, about $4,500. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,300. One-bedroom rent, $1,700 to $2,000. 6. Arizona. Near constant sun, otherworldly landscapes, and a rising economy have made Arizona a top relocation choice. Its desert is dramatic rather than plain, anchored by Monument Valley and the Grand Canyon, which alone draws millions of visitors a year. Housing stays fairly reasonable and Phoenix has become a major economic hub. On the downside, summer heat can be brutal, and rapid growth has brought more traffic and rising prices. Education is solid in tech and engineering, and healthcare quality varies by city. Jobs are growing in tech, real estate, renewable energy, and healthcare. Average monthly income, about $4,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,300. One-bedroom rent, $1,400 to $1,800. Enjoying the list so far? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. 5. Washington. Snow-capped peaks, evergreen forests, and an economy full of major companies make Washington one of the best-ranked states to live in. In the far northwest, it offers mountains, rainforest, and Pacific coastline, plus Mount Rainier, Olympic National Park, and Seattle's Pike Place Market. The economy is powerful thanks to major tech companies, and quality of life is high. The catch: frequent rain, especially around Seattle, plus steep costs, heavy traffic, and high taxes. Universities and research centers are top tier, and jobs are plentiful in software, AI, healthcare, engineering, and logistics. Average monthly income, about $6,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,500. One-bedroom rent, $2,000 to $2,600. 4. North Carolina. Lush mountains, ocean beaches, a booming economy, and lower costs than many famous states, North Carolina has quietly become one of the fastest-growing places to live. It offers mountains to the west and Atlantic coast to the east, including the Great Smoky Mountains, the Blue Ridge Parkway, and the Outer Banks. The economy is strong, cities are well organized, and life feels calm. Downsides: unpredictable weather, limited public transit, and a real gap between thriving cities and less developed regions. Universities shine in medicine, engineering, and business, and jobs are plentiful in tech, manufacturing, banking, and finance, especially around Charlotte. Average monthly income, about $4,500. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,200. One-bedroom rent, $1,400 to $1,800. 3. Georgia. A massive economy, wide-ranging jobs, and green landscapes have made Georgia a major hub for work and relocation. Highlights include Stone Mountain Park, Savannah's beaches, and untouched nature up north, alongside big modern cities and warm weather most of the year. Downsides: humid summers, uneven development between regions, and heavy Atlanta traffic. Universities are strong in engineering, hospitals are large and advanced, and jobs span manufacturing, tech, healthcare, trade, and aviation, with Atlanta as a major economic engine. Average monthly income, about $5,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,300. One-bedroom rent, $1,400 to $2,000. 2. Florida. America's beach paradise, near year-round sun and some of the most beautiful coastline anywhere, draws people for relocation, retirement, and everyday living. Florida offers Atlantic beaches, turquoise southern waters, and tropical scenery, with no harsh winters and no state income tax. The population is highly diverse. The trade-off: hurricane season, brutal humidity, high costs in tourist cities, and constant crowding. Big draws include Walt Disney World, Miami Beach, and the Everglades. Universities welcome international students, healthcare is advanced, if pricey, and jobs cluster around tourism, hospitality, healthcare, and real estate. Average monthly income, about $4,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,400. One-bedroom rent, $2,000 to $3,000. 1. Texas. Texas takes the top spot, practically the size of a country, with one of America's strongest economies, constant new jobs, and lower living costs than many famous states. Known for economic muscle and an independent lifestyle, Texas is a top domestic relocation destination. Its landscape ranges from sprawling plains and modern cities to western deserts and eastern forests, with landmarks like the Houston Space Center and the San Antonio River Walk. There's no state income tax, and lifestyle options run from ultra-modern cities to quiet rural towns. Downsides: intense heat, long travel distances, and occasional severe weather. Universities are strong in engineering, hospitals are world-class, and jobs are plentiful in oil, energy, healthcare, construction, and logistics, with Austin as a rising tech hub. Average monthly income, about $5,000. Living costs, excluding rent, around $1,100. One-bedroom rent, $1,400 to $2,000. And that's our countdown of the top 10 states to live and work in America. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See you next time.